What's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. Got myself, Tommy, got Abib here, Saeed, and Akeem here today. We haven't done one of these in a while. I know what I said we was going to do weekly, but it's been a while. Life happens, man. Life happens. But we'll try and be consistent with like a weekly update, like a review of all the games. But before we get started, please subscribe to the channel. Click the like button, turn on your notifications to know whenever we upload, and comment yourself. Let us know what your thoughts are on this weekend's games and whatever topics we discussed today. Let us know your views, and if you have any questions for anyone, let us know. And then next time we're back on, whether the question is directed to can answer. Yeah, what's happening, boys? You all good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Been a good weekend.
Cool.
Been a good weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good weekend, man. It's a good weekend for Chelsea. To be honest, I'll take it as a United fan. Our last minute equaliser, I'll take that as well. I can't lie. There's only what I will start with United, and I'm gonna go straight to you side. I know last time you're saying you only want to be back on after a win, but to be fair, we've been on a decent run of form, so this is a decent time to call you back. It's a decent time to call you back. Let's just start with the game yesterday. What was your thoughts though, with United game going into the game? What were your thoughts going into the game, and what was the prediction? And just go in and then just discuss your thoughts on the game as well.
So going into the game, I was, I can't be confident in United anymore. Like they always seem to find a way to let me down. So I wouldn't say I was confident, but I had a good feeling about it. Recently, we've been playing a lot of teams that are not in form, and in that sense, like as in we have had a full security of we're in form. But yeah, I thought it was a good time to play Tottenham at home. They haven't managed to win in a while. Yeah, they had a midweek game as well. And they were down to 10 men as well. So it's a good time to play them. In terms of the predictions, I thought we would win by the odd goal. I knew it was going to be a score. Both teams will score, but I thought we'll win by the odd goal. So I was thinking like 2-1, maybe 3-2. In terms of the game itself, I was watching the first half. The first half was actually quite uneventful. Yeah, not really much going in terms of quality, but it was really good for me that we managed to get our nose in front, especially because Tottenham were the home team. They had to try and come out and play, but they didn't do much. Towards the end of the half, if I remember correctly, like they did have a couple chances, but yeah, I thought like we did really well to kind of hold them. Second half completely different. Like as in, I was playing football actually, and I was on the sideline. I was on the bench watching the beginning of the second half, and I could just tell that the tides were changing at some stage. The men's made a couple good saves at the beginning of the second half. There's the end of the first half, beginning of the second half. And yeah, like, and I really do like him between the sticks as well. Like, he's brought a little bit of a calm around to the back four. Looking at the goals we conceded, like, I missed the middle part of the game, so I missed Sesko's chances, to be fair. But I did see the goals that went in, and the goals that we conceded were a bit too soft for me, in all honesty. And it's not just about the tail shot, but it's the build-up play and all sorts around it as well. Obviously, Sesko comes up, we go down 10 men, they score again. But it was really good that we managed to not lose the game, because I don't think we deserve not to lose. I don't think we did much more to win, but I don't think we deserve to lose. So overall, like in the grand scheme of things, 2-2 at the end of the day ain't a bad result. But Tottenham weren't really in form. They weren't really causing us a lot of problems, and that's a game that we should see out. Like at half time, we just say to the boys, clean sheet and we win this game. But obviously it's United, so nothing's ever easy of us. But yeah, at the end of it, like we'll take the draw. But like as in with the way the game was going in the first half, for sure, I think we have to win that game.
Cool. Yeah, in terms of like going into the game, I was like you. I wasn't confident because obviously I don't think my confidence level when we play has got into a position where I feel like we can go into the game, and especially like big games, like the top 6 games, feeling like we're gonna win a game. But I did think we can get a draw out there. I predicted 2-2, and it ended up finishing 2-2 anyway. But having obviously ahead of the game predicting 2-2, I'll still take the 2-2 at the end of the game, I wouldn't lie. But we could have taken the 3 points. Like, the honesty is that it wasn't, in terms of like the quality of the game went great, don't get me wrong, but we had a level of control, especially in the first half. Even in the second half, we have a level of control, because I don't know what it is with Spurs, they just lack creativity, and it just didn't look as if they was going to score goals. But of course, it's typical United. If any team doesn't look like doing anything, United will allow you to do it. It's typical of us, isn't it? But yeah, the keeper had the 2 saves, which were great saves, and as rightly so. It's nice to have, knowing that you actually have like someone secure in goal. And then when Spurs scored, I was just thinking, we still, because they scored, and I still thought we can go and get something out of the game after they scored, because, as I said, they weren't creating anything, and they weren't dominating the game. Both teams, no one really was dominating the game. I just thought we missed an opportunity to like take the game to them and get the second goal and finish the game off. I think the manager alluded to that after the game as well. And then we had that, and I think that's what killed the game for us, innit? Is a Sesko chance, because one, not only did you miss, or did you not get the shot off, 2, you got yourself injured. So now we're down to 10 men. So it was a double whammy for us, because like at minimum, get your shot off. Like, it shouldn't take you that long to get the ball under control and get a shot off. Like, is as simple as that. But secondly, you got yourself injured. Yeah, it was an unfortunate situation. You're injured, but we're now down to 10 men, so we now had to try and see out the game. And 7 minutes out, the corner came in. I don't even know. Like, I'm trying not to blame him, but I don't know why Ugarte dropped that deep. Then you realize, oh, sugar, I'm this deep. Let me quickly try and get out. And now Aziz was trying to get out. Richarlison was obviously in front of him, and you got the goal. So it was just. So I just thought, you know what? I wasn't even like angry or upset at the second goal. So I was like, you know, it's typical us. Like, this is what we do. Like, we're the only team that allow, like, if it's the other way around, when we're in bad form, teams always make sure they punish us. Same thing with Nottingham Forest last week. They're in bad form. Like, we can take advantage, beat them. Same thing with like Spurs, but we decided not to. But the only thing, obviously, the positives to take out of it, once again, we showed character. Like last week, we got the second goal, we got the draw, and obviously we might not see it now. Hopefully, those 2 points, like last week and this week, hopefully they prove like valuable during like towards the end of the season, innit? So if you're going away from home against the top 6, a draw is not a bad result. But obviously, just watching the game holistically, you would be disappointed, because you would have felt like we could have taken something out of it. So I'm not too disappointed. So I'll take it, man. I'll take it. I'll ask Abib this, man, because one of my friends called me complaining about the substitution. I didn't think the manager's substitution had anything to do with it, but did you think played a part, Abib?
Yeah, because a lot of people were saying like just bringing on too many people can disrupt the flow a little bit too much, and it's understandable, to be fair. I guess if you've got a winning formula and you're bringing in that many people all at once and you're going to disrupt the flow, I can't understand. But at the same time, maybe it's not so much the substitutions. Maybe it's just the way he managed the players for that situation, to be fair. But no, I don't know. I think that's a bit harsh, to be fair, just blaming just purely the substitutions. But I guess one thing to argue in general is maybe the game management is something that probably a lot of United fans are probably not really happy with Amorim with I'm not very happy with Amorim for, because the past few games you guys have actually been playing well, but even in all those games that you've been playing well and even been winning, it almost feels like the games that you should have been burying, it always feels like a team's coming back. Like, wasn't it Brighton? You were like 3 goals up, and it ended up being like your heart was beating, right? Like you're on edge of the seat. Forest, you were winning against a team that's like in a relegation zone. You probably should have felt like, all right, cool, we're in the lead. Let's just manage this. Like, you guys play a back five. Surely that should mean you're good at defending at the very least, right? And again at Tottenham. So I can understand from that point of view. It must just be really, really frustrating, right? Because you want to celebrate a lead, you want to celebrate being in front, but if you're always worried that, no matter how, even being 3 goals up and you're still worried that a team's going to come back, it's definitely something that Amorim needs to fix. But at least, at the very least, you're seeing signs of improvement. Last season, if you guys go behind, that's it. You're collapsing, but you're showing character now. You're coming back against Forest. Even if it is a 1-0 goal by Diallo, it's still showing character. You're coming back against Tottenham, right? So I think most importantly, it's just the mentality that the players believe we can still compete. We're still in this. They're not just giving up. So at least it is in the positive direction, but I can admit it probably for you guys must feel annoying, because especially the table is so tight. If you won these last couple of games, I think you would have been second, right? Because you're on 18 points now.
Yeah.
So that's an extra 4 points. So you would have been at least joined second, right? So, but at the same time, if you would have lost those games, these 2 games, that's 2 points dropped, you would be in this bottom half. So it's a bit of a weird one, but I think at least it's on the upward trajectory, right? Like, you're showing character. The players believe that they can compete in every game. And I think after the season you had last week, that's what you can ask for, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. But I think in terms of like the substitution, I do think it's defensive substitutions are a problem. But I just don't think it was a problem. It was reason why we Spurs equalized yesterday. And I think it's just what people tend to do sometimes, what a lot of fan base tend to do, is that it's just lazy analysis, like lazy work. You just because they conceded, let's just pick something that we know always goes like, now it's funny now they don't use a formation no more. Now it's like, it's a substitution. So it's like, it's just lazy analysis. Like, watch the game in totality. You can see that the substitution didn't have like an impact. And in terms of like even this substitution, it was forced to make these substitutions. The first one he made was like Sesko for Masraoui. So Masraoui ain't played like 90 minutes for a while. Do you get what I'm saying? So he's he ain't played 90 minutes for a while. Then at that point, I think that's when Spurs took the control from us, innit? But then eventually, Spurs took control of the game. But with him bringing Sesko on, we needed to bring Sesko on to someone to stretch the game, because what's happening was Cunha is not a natural forward. He kept on dropping deep, so there was no one to stretch the game for us. So I can understand him bringing Sesko on to stretch the game. So that substitution made sense. And then the second substitution, he made 3 in a row, and that's because Maguire got injured. And then I think something was wrong with Casemiro. And then who was the third person he brought on as well? Mount for Cunha. And Cunha was having a bad game. You had to take Cunha off. It was getting to the point where Cunha was just losing the ball every time, and it's unlike him. So those substitutions made sense. And then he made the last substitution with Dogu. That one, it wouldn't have made that last one if Dogu never got the yellow card. And people, the thing is, if he doesn't make that substitution, Dogu goes to get the red. They'll blame him and say, why didn't he take him off? It's the last 10 minutes of the game. So each substitution, I understand to an extent. In this game, I understand. So it was forced substitution in a sense that we needed it, and because of how the game was going, he needed to make a change. So I wouldn't blame it on this. I would just blame it. The goals, like the first one, who scored the first one again? What's his name?
Tell.
Who scored it for Spurs again?
Tell.
Yeah, that was a great finish. Like the first touch took it away from the defender, and then he smacked. You can't do nothing. Some of the, if anything, what you would have said is they should have stopped the cross from coming in because even the Ligt was there. It's the first touch that sold the Ligt. It was those moments of magic. Tells ain't done that since he's been at Spurs.
They didn't know he had it in him.
No, he had it in him. I see it at Bayern, but bro, I don't know what this kind of tells at Spurs. It's like everybody that comes to Spurs want to play rubbish.
The brother ain't done, because I can't lie to you. When he was coming on, I was hoping he wouldn't bring on Dane Scarlett, because I was like, oh, don't bring in that young boy, then he'll come and make a name for himself against us. Like, bring on Tel. So Tel comes and does that. And he ain't done that since. And the second one was just, Richarlison was there. Richarlison would have been upside if Ugarte wasn't deep. I don't understand what Ugarte was doing there. So, as I said, I wouldn't blame the substitutions for those goals. And if anyone that's doing that, I just think it's lazy analysis of the game itself. Yes, we could have done better. The substitutions are made. I thought they were right substitution, and he made them at the right time. But it was just unfortunate. Like, look, we'll take the point, man. We'll definitely take the point. What I'm gonna say, or you're gonna say something, Saeed?
Quick. No, I was gonna say, like, what do you think of Sesko so far, though? Like, in terms of the chance that he's getting and the chances he's not putting away, like his overall play and all sorts.
I'm fairly okay with him, because when we brought him in, I know he's a raw talent, and I'm managing my expectation according to what I know and what I've seen of him. I think what we tend to do sometimes, because the player costs a certain amount, we tend to expectation, knowing what United needs, we're now projecting that expectation on him. I knew that straight away. And the reason why I wasn't too fussed about each signing is because we've already signed players that are established, that are playing right behind him. So that will take the pressure off him. He's doing what he needs to do. Within more game time, it will eventually get better. And I'll tell you why. And I do think he is affecting the game differently for us than what we had before with Oyland, because with Oyland, now, like, the manager's not taking risk. He's asking keeper to kick it out. Sesko is going to win the header for us. He's winning headers up there when we are going long. Oyland's not doing that. Secondly, he's holding the ball up when you need him to hold the ball. Defenders was just going through Oyland as if it was water. It went there. Like, it was. That's basically what it was. You can see his quality is 1-2 with certain players. You can see moments of that every now and then, but at the same time, you can still see what he needs to work on. He definitely does have the ability. We just have to be patient with him. And United fans might not want to hear this, but we just have to be patient. So I'm okay with what I've seen from him. I'll be honest with you. I'm not. He scored 2 goals, he got an assist, in 10 games or however much is played at. That is fine with me. If we can get 10 goals this season, that's okay with me. We'll build on to the next season. It's still the first game in the league. The league is very physical. And one thing I realized about this league is the defenders are very physical. Like, you have to be comfortable taking the ball with your back and goal, which a lot of defenders are not, which a lot of strikers can't do, a lot of attacking players can't do. And that's why the Garnacho, the Rashford, that's why them guys struggle. They like to be facing goal. They want to play towards goal. The different, and why we are so successful now going forward is because we got the likes of Cunha and Bemo that are comfortable getting the ball with their back to goal. They're comfortable turning defenders with one touch. We didn't have that quality before, and and same thing with Cunha. With Sesko, he is comfortable. It's not as comfortable. It's still adjusting to that, but it will get better within time, because you don't have that much time. If you watch a lot of the games, not just United games, a lot of, like, imagine you're playing against Arsenal, bro. Gabriel's a madman. He is on any striker that gets that ball on their back all the time. Oh, yeah, he's on them. So it's just, and you get that aggressiveness from a lot of, like, centre backs, a lot of defenders. So if you are going to get your back against to goal, you have to be comfortable with the ball, have to be able to turn. And whereas there's certain players that just prefer to have the ball like to prefer to get the ball facing goal, like to run onto the ball. They prefer that. If you are one of the big teams, you're not going to get that space you need. You're not always going to get that. So and I think that's where the difference is, and that's why we are scoring a bit more goals, because we got players like Mbeumo. One touch can take a play out. Same thing like Cunha. Even if they're not taking the players out, they're still, the most important thing is they're still holding onto that ball. That is the most important thing, and that's one thing Sesko is be able to bring us that Oilen can't bring us. So it is slightly different, and that's why we're getting although he's not doing the goals, but those little parts that he's playing is helping us with, like, is helping the players to get goals. So I'm not too fussed about it for now. So I'm good. What do you think about it? Do you think he's not at the level you want?
No. Like I'm more or less similar. Like I don't like, as in, I don't like judging new players like this until like they've had quite a few games to get up to speed in it. But the thing I'll say, like, is in your 100% right. He's great for our build-up play. It's a lot better than Højlund. It's kind of what we need. Obviously, there's things that he can improve, and I think like laying off to players, he can do better with that. That with his first touch. So there's times where, like, as in Cunha and Mbeumo trying to be cute and like just want like a little 1-2 in the round, whatever. But like, as in, that's nitpicking. But I think it's a shame that people are going to judge him on the chance that he gets, if you get what I'm saying, innit? Because we do need to judge him after he's got speed, innit? But when you look at the highlight reels and stuff like that, and the chances he is missing, it is because of his first touch or second touch. He's not as close into him, or where he's not putting his body where he needs to put his body to not get hit by defenders and get a clean shot off and whatnot. So yeah, like, as in, that they're the kind of stuff you had to kind of pick up. In Germany, like, as in, he'll be away with it. He had a lot more space to run into and whatnot, whereas here there's not that space. Defenders are knocking you. Defenders are allowed to like push you, and it's not a foul a lot of times. So it is different for him. And yeah, I think, like, as in, he needs to build up that kind of know-how of the Premier League before you can start judging him properly, I think. So, but in terms of the build-up, I'm alright with him for now, but can't wait to see what happens when he does.
I hear you. Look, we'll take the positive. I think the positive is that post the last international break, we had 4 games. 3 was away, 2 was at home. If anyone at that point, anyone even gave me 6 points, I would have taken 6 points. I'll be honest with you, because of the opposition that we were playing. But we ended up getting 8 from it, beat Liverpool away, beat Brighton at home, and drew to Forest and Spurs. Those games are not easy, so I'll take the points that from those games. So we'll push on, and the table's tight, man. The table's tight. One last point I want to make is that I think that baby was saying that earlier, in terms of like, we would have, because the table's so tight, we would have want to take those points so we would have been second or something like that. You know what? I'm actually happy. I'll be honest with you. I'm happy these things are happening, because I don't want us to peak too early. I don't want us to paper over the cracks. You know what I'm saying? That things like that can happen. I still want all our problems to be glaring so we can see, because last thing we want to do is maybe go into the January transfer window. We was thinking to buy someone, because we're peaking too early. All of a sudden we might think, we don't need someone. Yeah. We do. We still need something. So I'm glad that the problems are still occurring. So we still know what we need to work on, because it's easy just to peak too early and then to think that, all of a sudden we can now start to compete with like the big boys. No, we can't. That's not the case. You know what I'm saying? So I'm slightly glad that our problems are still glaring to see. So they can go into training and work on it, because we're not going to get another time like this where we're not going to have European football. Hopefully we get European football next season, where we're not going to have a whole week to work.
Yeah. And to be fair, after you guys won 3 games in a row, it did feel like a lot of fans were getting quite excited as well. So I guess it's kind of good to have that mix of you are kind of dropping points, so it highlights your deficiencies, but at the same time, you're still picking up points. You're not fully losing, so it still like puts you up the table, and even just those 1 or 2 points makes a big difference. I think there's only like between 2nd and 10th. I think there's only like 6 points, so it's actually
something crazy like
crazy.
That. Yeah, something crazy like that. I was just checking myself. It's something like there's like 5 teams on 18 points. Let me double check. There's 5 teams on 18 points. The next team above them is got 19. That's Sunderland on 19. So far.
How are they there?
Bro, the table is so tight at the minute. Like, if Man United was to put up a good run of consistency, they could find themselves sitting comfortably in the top 4.
Yeah.
Nah. When we get back, our games are not as bad anyway. So I think one of the toughest one we have is Palace away, and no one's being Palace away at the moment. So we'll see if we can get something out of there. Let's see if there's anything else in regards to United. We're gonna try and move on to anything else, Saeed, in regards to United before we move on to Chelsea. No, can you hear me? No, don't worry. Let's move on to Chelsea.
He's been waiting for this
smile there from you.
He's been waiting for this one.
I've been loading. I've been charging up.
Look, obviously, you done a number of Spurs last week, because 1-0 wasn't even enough. It could have been João Pedro messed up my bloody fantasy team, because he could have got 4 last week. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And these were good chances. Yeah. And then on top of that, Gittins came on. He placed the ball to Gittins, and Gittins missed. I was like, when I saw that, I thought, you know what? This is why you continue to stay on the bench if this is what you're coming on to do. But then obviously you played Wolves yesterday, and I think what was important is, like, everyone expects you to beat Wolves. I'm not surprised that you beat Wolves. Everyone expected that, but I think what was important is the fact that everyone was playing each other. So everyone close to you was. I think if you looked at the league before this game week started, everyone was pretty much playing each other. We were playing Spurs, like, we're 2 spots away from each other. Arsenal was playing Sunderland. There was only 3-4 spots away from each other. Who else was there? Liverpool. Man City and Liverpool, Villa, Bournemouth. They all was close to each other. So you were the only one really that was playing a team that is far away from you. Which is basically bottom of the table, that can capitalize, because one of all these teams are definitely going to drop points. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you took advantage of it. So what was your thoughts now and about the game? Because I said we expect you to beat Wolves anyway, so you don't need to go into too much details in the game. But what are your thoughts on where you're right now in terms of on the table, and what do you expect moving forward from Chelsea?
Yeah, I don't know who's saying it, but some people just keep on whispering in my ear that Chelsea might be back in the title race. I don't know who keeps on saying that. It's a bit wild to be saying it so early. I just really need to chill out, right? Take it game by game. But I just keep hearing it everywhere. It's weird, isn't it?
Can I interject?
Yeah, of course.
Quickly.
Was you who was saying it, Hakeem?
Chelsea should be in the title race. Chelsea should be. The fact that people are not speaking about Chelsea in the title race is disgraceful. You should, 2 billion spent. You should be in the title race.
Liverpool should be in the title race in that 8th.
Most definitely.
There's a lot of things that should be.
Most definitely. I agree with that one too.
But nah, in all seriousness, do you know what? You were teeing it up perfectly, because I was doing the same thing. I was looking at this weekend and thinking, okay, this team can drop points here, this team can drop points here. And then when it was coming to fruition, when United and Spurs were drawing 2-2, I was like, this is perfect. Arsenal were dropping points. I was like, this is perfect. And I was thinking everything's set up for Chelsea to just go do a dumbness, right? So I was actually genuinely so scared. I'm not even lying to you, because it's always these type of games. I'm thinking, is flipping Sanchez gonna get sent off? Is Enzo gonna get sent? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, I couldn't. I was watching this game. I was nervous. I was so nervous, especially how the first half went. I'm not sure if you guys watched it, but we completely dominated the game, like completely. But we wasn't really creating any chances. A lot of teams, when they come face us, they all know they have success with the back five because they know we find it really hard to break the teams down. And we did have a couple of good chances. Enzo putting like a really good ball into Garnacho, but to be fair, people were getting onto him for not scoring it. I think it was a good chance, but it wasn't an easy chance. That's how I kind of defined it in my head, because the ball was bouncing, he kind of had to hit it on a half volley. So it was still difficult. But aside from that, we didn't create anything. And I'm just thinking at halftime, is it really going to be one of those games? Like, is it going to be one of them ones where we struggle to score and then they hit us with a sucker punch? Like, and I think even the crowd were feeling that way as well, because the crowd were actually booing at halftime. Those peasants can't appreciate anything good. Like, they don't deserve to support anyway. Focus. But then thankfully Garnacho, he turned up. To be fair, he turned up. He had a good cross. Gusto scored his first goal. I think his first professional goal, not even for Chelsea, just in general, like his first senior goal. And as soon as that went in, like everything was just calm. Now we could start picking them apart. Everyone started having fun. Estevar came in, he started having fun. But just to really highlight, I think if there's two things to highlight from that game, it's one, Enzo, like, look back to his best. Like, some of the passes he was playing, he was just making it look easy. That was the Enzo he won the World Cup. That was the Enzo we paid 105 whatever million for, right? Just making those passes that nobody can even see. The amount of times he was putting Garnacho through. Do you know what? No, I know it's there. It's definitely there. Like, the thing with me is, if I see a player's got quality, I won't give up on them because I've seen the quality before. Like, I know it's in there. I know why we paid the money for. The thing that just annoys me is if I know you've got the quality and you're just not showing it and you're not consistent. I think that's the thing I was a bit more frustrated with. It's a complete opposite with Garnacho though, because I didn't know he had anything in him, but he surprised me in that game. He was lively, to be fair. Like, he was making the right decisions. He was a threat. He was giving the defenders hell. He was making good runs. The thing that I like about Garnacho the most is people can say whatever they want about him on the ball, but off the ball, he's always making good runs. Like, him and Enzo have a good relationship. Enzo was always spotting his off the ball runs and he was playing the balls into him. And in this game, he was just making the right decisions. He was putting good balls in. He got 2 assists in the end. And there's been a lot of reports about saying that he's been working really hard, like in training. He's been staying up late after training to do extra sessions, like sleeping at the training ground to work hard. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking this is just his PR team trying to like make him seem a little bit good, innit? But I'm hearing that and I'm like, all right, cool. Like, all the noise is there. Can I see a performance? And when someone puts in the performance, you got to give credit to them, man. He's had all the criticism in the world. I felt like nobody wanted him, but he's shutting up the haters in the best way possible, which is just knuckle down on the pitch and then just try your best. And if you do that, you're going to get the fans on side. So it was a good win, good victory. Now only like 6 points from top. And usually 6 points does sound like a lot. But the only reason why you can kind of say, like, you know what, maybe we can kind of look up at the tables, because after the break, our first game is Burnley. Again, you can never take any game like seriously, right? Like, any game for granted. Burnley can still be a banana peel. But we've got Burnley and then Tottenham have Arsenal, right? So let's say theoretically Tottenham gets some points from Arsenal. We beat Burnley. What are you laughing for? The week after, we face Arsenal as well. So
possible.
Let's say
it's possible.
It's possible. That's all I can say. It's possible, right?
I don't trust Spurs after yesterday's performance. The only reason why they got away with something yesterday is because it's United, bro. They're not. If they turn up like that against Arsenal, it's a long day for them, bro.
And I just feel like they can't, because it's Arsenal. But then you can say the same thing against Chelsea as well, right? So, and they had a horror show against Chelsea. But yeah, it's things are looking good. They're moving in a good direction, but we just got to take it one game at a time. The only thing I don't like is I always just feel like at Chelsea, it's just one loss away from a crisis. So I think even the game against Karabag, when we drew 2-2 in the Champions League, everyone again was just getting frustrated, questioning the manager. And I think, do you know what you said something earlier, Tommy? Like when a team drops points, they always focus, there has to be something. And then this week, the focus was on rotation. Like every week, every press conference, they're saying, oh, is he rotating too much? Is this rotation costing him? Yeah. If he played the same set at 11, would he be? I'm like, you guys are just, it's just lazy analysis. Like, he's been rotating since the start of whenever, right? And it's only now you want to pick on it. When Man City rotates, does anybody say anything? Nobody says nothing. And it's out of necessity, right? Do you want us to play every game, every player, every game and run them to the ground? Or do you want us to use our squad? Like, it's got to be like, you've got to be consistent. But if there's one thing I just want to touch upon, people to just, you know, like, don't just be like emotional results-based analysis after one performance. Everyone's just like getting angry. Like, just take it calm, right? We're 6 points off top. There's a few games where if we didn't make any silly mistakes, we could have won those games, and who knows where we could be as well. So we're in a good place right now. And yeah, it's just, it's nice to get that win before the international duty. And it's nice for me to talk rubbish about being in a title race for just a few weeks at the very least. So it's good times. What did you guys make of the game as well? And what do you guys think about, I want to hear what you guys think about the possibility of Chelsea maybe even being able to be in the conversation for a title, actually.
Does anyone want to go first, or do you want me to go?
I think that my short and sweet answer is your team's too young for you guys to be in a title race. But like, if you had some experience in your team, you have all the qualities to be in a title race to win teams over. But the team's too young, man.
I have to disagree with that, Saeed. I believe age ain't a factor in being in a title race. You can be in a title race. It's will you win it? That's the difference. That's the answer. Like when it gets to crunch time, when it gets to February, March, April, May, will they have the experience? Will they have the know-how? Will they have the the staying power? And plus their defenses. Man, Chelsea got man like Tosin at the back. Like you're not winning no title with playing him week in, week out. Like, and all due respect to my Nigerian brother there, to my Yoruba brother, but like you're not it. Like we see proper centre backs. When I don't want to say we see better centre backs and other teams. I'm not even talking about my team in other teams in the league. Like that will be, if they were at Chelsea, they'll be starting ahead of him. So yeah, no, that's mainly the reason why I don't think Chelsea will win it, is because their defense and the goalkeeper. But and maybe a clinical striker away. Pedro, I rate him highly. João Pedro, I rate him as a footballer, but as a striker, he reminds me of Gabriel Jesus. So that's why yeah, a quality footballer, but as a striker, nah. But Chelsea should be in the title race, and I think they are in the title race. If you're asking me honestly.
Yeah. I think.
I'm.
Yeah, do you want to go ahead, Tommy? Sorry.
Yeah, so I'm not a supporter, but I'm a big fan of Chelsea. Like the team, I mean, the players that they have. I'm a fan of the manager, and I agree with Akeem. I don't agree with the striker stuff, because their goals come from all positions. They're not ever really reliant on the striker to get the goal. So I don't think it will be because they don't have like a potent striker that they don't win the league. I think it's the core of their defense, the goalkeeper and the two centre backs. They're not dominant enough. They don't have a strong enough goalkeeper, strong defenders. And aside from those three positions, they're strong everywhere else on the pitch, bro. Everywhere else on the pitch. Like Cucurella is one of the best left back in the world for me. When Reece James is fit, one of the best as well. The two midfielders, I can't speak. I always say, I've been saying that as a partnership, they're the two best partnership for me in the league, Caicedo and Enzo, because they have an understanding. And I know obviously people might not see the efforts of Enzo, but I've always seen the efforts of Enzo. And Lapshadon is not going to fit. If he was fit, it would be crazy to even have him on the team. And then they're doing all of this without Cole Palmer, one of their best players in the team as well, with him being fit. And then the wingers, they've got I think what I like about the manager is he plays to get the best out of all these players that he's got. Like, he knows what Garnacho. The problem is Garnacho is just inconsistent with a lot of these performances. He can perform like that against Wolves, the next week he might go missing again. So that's his problem, his consistency. Neto has been quite consistent this season, so that's really good. And you got depth as well. You got players on the bench. As I said, the only issue is just your two centre backs and the goalkeeper. I just don't think he's strong enough because, yes, you saw our game against Spurs last week, but Spurs are not. They lack creativity. They don't create much, so they don't really. They didn't have to deal with much. But when you're playing a top team, like when you're playing Arsenal at home, for example, can your defense really handle like their set piece stuff? Like it's going to be an issue for you guys.
Even at their home.
It's even that's what I'm saying. Even like Stamford Bridge, and I think that's where it is. You need a commanding centre back, and I'm not with Akeem. Don't disrespect Tosin like that. I don't think Tosin is that bad. I just think you have individually they're all good, but they're just like you need one. Like if they had a stronger pairing, let's say like they had like a Van Dijk or Gabriel or Saliba, and then they had one of the ones that you got, then that's even enough. It's the fact that two of them they're just two decent centre backs.
They got two B side centre backs or B and C side centre backs. Yeah, they ain't got an A and a B.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you know what? I agree with that as well.
Or A or the B. Yeah, and exactly. I think you put it right, Akeem. And I don't think they're bad. I honestly don't think they're bad, bro. I just think you need like an A or a strong B there that is going to play every game and one of them to play with.
And just to emphasize on that as well, like this season, there's been quite a few games where Chalobah's looked really shaky, but I think the past couple Premier League games, Tottenham and against Wolves, Fofana's been playing, and then with Fofana next to him, all of a sudden, like no one's had a word to say about Chalobah. Like he's just been effortless to be. He's not put a foot wrong, and I think just having a top quality centre back like Fofana, someone who's strong, fast, wins his duels, just having that next to him can just be like that calming presence to be. I'm not saying Fofana is like a centre back. Let's call him a B+ centre back. Just someone a bit better. Just to help
he has that ability. He has that ability. Injuries killed him. Yeah, injuries killed him.
Yeah,
like I rate Fofana. I was rating him highly, especially at Leicester.
Same
injuries. That one there. That's unfortunate. That he could have been your A centre back.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but I agree. He's and if he's not consistent, then he's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, if we can keep him fit, especially with the absence of Colwell, I think there's a chance. The one that really hurt me, to be honest, was Lavia, because I think if Lavia was able to stay fit, him and Fofana, I'm not saying we would win the title, but I think we could stay in there. I think the fact that you're relying on just Caicedo, Enzo, and Santos as your midfield pairing for like most of the season, it's going to be too much for them, and I think it's going to catch up. And I think especially with our defensive issues, what you want is just to have control of the game as much as you can to avoid exposing that weakness. And having someone like Lavia in there just to help have further control of games, I think is important. Obviously, Palmer is a big cog as well, but I think with Palmer, we've showed that we can still kind of play without him. He's just more of that wow factor when you're struggling to break down a team. But I think what we need is just someone to help control the game so that our vulnerabilities aren't as exposed as much. So without Lavia being fit, it's a bit of a worry, just because I think it might be too much to rely on just Caicedo and Enzo with the amount of games we have. But we'll see. We have to see, to be fair.
Yeah. Now, look, let's wait and see. So far, you are third on the table. And as you said, when we do get back from international, let's just say you beat Burnley, whether Arsenal win or beat Spurs or not, it doesn't really matter. I still think that game against them is going to be massive, because you can, even if there's still 6 points ahead of you by then, you can cut that down to 3. And one thing I've loved about your manager, apart from the United game, is that he does know how to play against big teams, bro. You have to give him respect. He made that error against United, so that was more an anomaly, I'll be honest with you. when he sets his team out, and your team are always ready to play against big team. Like you've done this so many times now, so I won't be surprised if you beat Arsenal. But
yeah,
I just think one or two pieces might just get you out of the game, and I think that might be the issue. If you can handle the set pieces, it will be a great game. It will be a great game because you guys are a good footballing team. You play well, like I'm saying, you are going to cause that the wing backs trouble, and I think as a combination, the central midfielders are probably better than theirs,
I was gonna say that midfield battle is gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy. Like as a combination, like I've always said that, bro. It's gonna be crazy, bro. Like that midfield battle is gonna be mad.
I'm already looking forward to that game.
Yeah,
and I just hope you don't ruin it.
Sorry,
I was just saying, I hope Chelsea don't ruin that game. Just the defending messing up. I just want to see a great game, bro. It'll be a great game as long as your defenders don't mess up that game.
Yeah, 100%.
So what was you gonna say, Akeem?
Yeah, that was going back to that midfield. So it's gonna be a head-to-head.
Yeah, there's no hiding.
There's no hiding.
Caicedo versus Rice. There's no hiding.
Versus Rice.
WrestleMania.
Like
main event.
Is Palmer gonna be fit? Is Palmer gonna be fit?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure.
Because he likes to disappear against us. He doesn't. He likes to not turn up.
I can't lie. That's probably not even the game for him. To be fair, that's not. I think Palmer's. That's not really the game he need. I think we can cope well without him for that game. But yeah, we'll see. I feel like this is like The Rock versus John Cena, right? This is the level of build-up it is.
Mike, that's after my era. I'm more Undertaker, Stone Cold.
The Rock versus Stone Cold. The Rock. That's even better.
The Rock, Stone Cold.
That's even better.
Yeah. Now what we do is we'll have I'll definitely get both of you on before the game. We'll do a preview before the game. So that should be. I really hope that you beat Burnley because it makes the build up even better. Whether Arsenal beats Spurs or not, it don't really matter. But it makes the build up of the game. As long as you're only 6 points behind them, it makes it even better. So I can't wait for that. Look, setting it up nicely to your boys, Akeem. As I was saying earlier, everyone was playing each other, and for you, I'm guessing what was important for Arsenal fans, for our Arsenal team itself, would be the Liverpool and Man City game. Knowing very well, both of them was playing each other. Look, you've done tremendously well. You haven't conceded a goal. You've won how many? I don't know how many games you won in a row, but I think this one was more important than a lot of them, solely because the fact that someone's going to drop points tomorrow. You was about to put a serious, I won't say totally run them out of the race, to put a serious dent on their title chase.
Yeah.
So what was your thoughts going into the game and then after with the result? How did you feel about it?
Cool. So my thoughts going into the game was 3 points at all costs, put the pressure on both Liverpool and Manchester City, and let's see which one of them can handle it and which one of them can't. Yeah. Little did I know it will be my club that can't handle the pressure. Well, I should have known because this is not new for us. The game itself. I'm gonna be truthful. I didn't catch all of the game live. Only caught bits and bobs of it because of life. But I was just more disappointed with the result. And then finding out afterwards the substitutions that was made, and I believe the substitutions had an impact on the final result. I believe after going 2-1 up, we should have pressed forward for the third goal. Totally killed the game. Instead, the manager does things that I always criticize him for. Why I don't believe he is the right guy. He shelled up. He for lack of a better word, he became a little. I don't know. He turned into a coward. You're 2-1 up. You're the dominant team. You bring in on defenders. I understand you're away from home, but you don't have another game. You don't have a game in midweek. You have young attacking players. You can fling on, kill the game. What is he hesitant to play Wanyeri, for God's sake?
But I guess the only thing I'd say for that is, like you said, your bench was quite scarce that game, right? It was only like boys as attacking options.
I understand you don't want to play Dalman. I wouldn't play Dalman. I wouldn't even taken him. But even Wanyeri has proven himself. Why is this guy still hesitant to play him? Even 10 minutes. Like, he's an attacking player. You opt for the defense. This is the same thing that cost us the game against Manchester City, the same thing that cost us the game against Liverpool, the same thing that cost us last season, the same thing that. But anyway, we'll see at the end of the season. Hats off to the boys. They tried. Going away to Sunderland, I knew it wasn't going to be easy. Sunderland have been playing well all season. They've been picking up points when I wasn't expecting them to pick up points, and they've actually been putting up performances. I've seen a couple of their games live. Granit Xhaka. Last week we saw everybody. I hope everybody saw why I didn't want to sell him last week. Like, the guy still got it.
Yeah, he's been good.
And as a central midfielder, forget DM attack. As a central midfielder, controlling the game, trying to dominate, imposing your will on the game, he's one of the best in my opinion. Like, on the ball, like we're talking about on the ball, as a ability on the ball, passing, being able to hit it long, being able to play it short with a fade, being able to really get it on the money. He's as good as any other central midfielder there is. He's as good as Foden. He's as good as, in my opinion, he's as good as De Bruyne with his passing. But he doesn't get talked about that way because he doesn't do it as consistently as often. I don't say he's looking at me like a, but trust me, watch the guy.
De
He
Bruyne,
can pick a pass. He can, bro, he can pick a pass. Trust me on this. Granit Xhaka is slept on. He is a baller. He's just mobility, his physics, he's not as agile as what you would like your central midfielders to be. That's why he gets lambasted. But he, ability-wise on the ball, he got it. But he was running the game in the first half, I believe. We just couldn't really live with them in the first half. They were up, we weren't. Second half we turned it around. I believe the manager with his decisions cost us the 3 points.
Do you know what? I'll say, like, watching the game. No, I was going to say, watching the game, like, I think, like, he had to make them defensive subs because Sunderland were coming into the game, like, they were putting pressure on you. And, like, on another day, like, if he makes that sub and you guys don't concede, job done kind of thing, innit? So,
it's one of them ones. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. But
because I can't like, Sunderland were playing well. That they were playing well. I didn't know they had it in them. Like I thought they were just gonna come park like the nastiest.
You didn't know they have it in them. They beat our home, mate. Did you
but
know?
do you know what? But do you know what? It's the way they beat. So the way they beat us was we just couldn't break them down, right? And then they hit us on a counter-attack. So I thought they were going to do something similar against Arsenal, but they didn't just come to sit and just like hold them off. They were actually playing football. Like they were going toe-to-toe with them. Do you know what I mean? That's what I didn't really know that they had. They were putting pressure on them. They were playing good football, to be fair. And I think that's why I was kind of I could understand the defensive substitution because not only were they like good on the ball, but they were a threat in the air as well. Like, the amount of times they were winning their duels in the box, getting those second headers, all those things. So I could see why he might have done it. And I get what you mean.
Sorry. No, I hear what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But when it was 1-0 down, second half, beginning of the second half, who was the team on top?
Yeah, true. It's Arsenal.
1-1. Who was the team on top?
Do you know how you guys scored, bro?
Team on top. Kill the game, 3-1. Then you can make your defensive substitutions. He went to kill the game at 2-1. That's my issue with this manager. But yeah.
But look, I just said it's damn if he don't, it's damn if he does, because that's how you've been winning a lot of games, isn't it? I'll be honest with you. I was watching. I think I missed a lot of the first half because I went to our friend's house, Saeed, Mustafa's house. So I was there watching the game. So it was 1-0. I was in the game. I got there. It was 1-0. I was happy. I was like, yeah. Finally. I was just more happy that you conceded more than anything. I was like,
me too.
It was getting a bit ridiculous now. So the fact that you conceded, I was like, okay, cool. We've got a game in our hand. And then second half, you were just all over them. Like all over them. And I know maybe you alluded to the fact that was trying to play. I think maybe there was got overconfident. Sometimes you have to be realistic. Yeah, you want to play. You're 1-0 up. Be smart about it. And that's what got them in trouble. I think they lost the ball a couple times and they got away with it. But they just still kept on trying to do it. It's like, bro, like relax. You're 1-0 against one of the best teams in the world right now. Be smart about it.
Yeah. I see that. Rice caught them.
They lost the ball again. Yeah, they lost the ball game, and then like Arsenal scored, and you were just all over them from there. From there, you was all over them. 2-1 up. I'll be honest with you, 2-1 up. I thought that game was done. So I left. We went to the shop to buy something because I didn't even think anything about it because that's what Arsenal's been doing. You've been like teams just can't break you down, and once you went ahead, I was like, that's it. Like there was no way they're gonna come back because I know what you're now criticizing him of is what he's been doing that's been getting you all this clean sheet all this while. So this is why sometimes like it's been working.
I do.
So it's understandable. It's what you're criticizing him of now is what's won you 5 games in a row without conceding goals because of those substitutions or those like defensive play, like because that's what you tend to do when you go ahead. Like teams try and break you down and they realize they can't, and you hit them in a transition, whatever it is. So you don't go ahead in games and start playing past team. Arsenal don't do that. That's what Man City will do. See what I'm saying? Arsenal still relinquish the ball, and then stay compact. See what I'm saying? And keep the lead. And that's what you've been doing, and that's what you've been winning games. But rightly so, as you said, it might bite you in the arse sometimes when you try and do that, and that's exactly what happened. Because I didn't know. Honestly, bro, I forgot about the game. And then we came out from the shop because I just automatically what Arsenal has been doing, it hasn't even been fun because they just keep going ahead and then just seeing games through. So then I checked the score. I was like 2-2. I was like, say what, like 2-2? I was like, yeah, 2-2. I'm thinking, I can't believe they came back. I didn't even know what happened. So I didn't even know what happened after you went like 2-1 up because I just thought the game was done from there. Even like I watched it for another 5 minutes before I left, and you were still dominating the game. So it wasn't as if like, it was 2-1 something and came back straight into it. You still dominated for at least another 5-10 minutes after that. So I'm guessing it must have been the last 15 minutes or so that
they just grew into it.
That you were trying to figure out. Yeah,
it started with the substitutions, how they grew into it. That's my whole point.
You know what? I was going to ask you something, Akeem, because pretty much what you was alluding. This is what I wanted to ask you because it has been working. You've been seeing out games. You've been winning games, defending. But do you think how you're playing now can see you through with the title, or because you can play, and that's what is upsetting us sometimes. Is like Arsenal can play when you're down, your play is as good as anyone else out there.
Mm-hmm.
So are you frustrated that you don't get at teams more and try and get 2, 3, 4, 5 or whatever it is, or you're just happy to see things through how he's going right now?
If I'm totally honest, like obviously I love the pretty football. You know me, Tom, like and Said, like especially I love the flair, my Jogo Bonita footballers. I love all of that. I've watched it at Arsenal over the last 20 years, and it's won me sweet FA. Literally just the FA Cup. I'm craving for the league. Like I really, really want that. So if I have to suffer Jose Mourinho, Tony Pulis style football to bring me my first league title win over 20 years, I will suffer it. The style of football is I'm not fussed about the style of football anymore and how we're playing. I just want us to get over the line. To be honest with you, if we win every game now from now to the end of the season 1-0, and it's a set piece header, I will take it. I couldn't care less. I just win me the league. And that's the God's honest truth. That's just I love to watch pretty football. I watch Man City because they're playing pretty football. I can't stand them, but I watch them. I watch Liverpool sometimes because they play entertaining football. I can't stand them, but I watch them. Even Chelsea, I can't stand you lot, but your midfielders and you got ballers in your team. I watch pretty football. But with my team, I don't care about pretty football anymore. Give me 1-0 to the Arsenal all day, every day now. I'll take it. I'll be honest.
Fair.
I'll be honest.
I hear you.
I think the question sits though, like, if you don't win, are you going to criticize them? No, that's the question.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think.
Would you ask it? Come on.
No, but you're saying you'll take it. You're saying you'll take it, though.
Yeah, I'll take it if it brings me the title.
If it brings the title, basically.
If it brings me the title, there's no complaints. Not one. No arguments, no complaints. If it doesn't bring me the title now, I had to sit through this and we came second. That's a problem now. That's a problem.
Cool. Look, let's just quickly move on. Push on because we're strapped for time now. Look, you are 4 points ahead now. The City, that's your closest rival at the moment. Chelsea are third with 6 points. Genuinely, this is for everyone. Maybe I'll just go around. I'll start with you, Abib. Who do you think that can challenge, and do you think City can challenge them?
Yeah, no, I think City can challenge. I think the last time I was here, I was watching. I think City just beat. I think it maybe beat Everton or someone, and I said I'm not too sure about them. I don't think they can go all the way. Today was the flip. When I saw them play Liverpool, this looked like the old Man City. This looked like 2 years ago Man City. So if they can put performances like that, I can't lie, they made me a believer now. This, they look serious. They made Liverpool look like primary school children. What they did to them was no joke at all. So yeah, I think City will be the biggest challengers. I don't really think anyone else has got the consistency in them. I know I was joking about Chelsea earlier, but I agree with what you guys said about the defensive issues, and even partly what you said, Saeed, as well, about them being too young with the red cards and stuff. I think that will hamper our consistency. But City, nah, they're looking serious, I'll be honest.
What are you saying, Saeed?
Oh, God. I think City will drop more points. That's the problem. It looked good today when Liverpool had that are coming at them. But not a lot of teams are going to play like Liverpool played against them. So yeah, I think City, I think they will drop more points on this road. I think it's Arsenal to lose.
It's too early to be saying it's Arsenal to lose, bro.
It is.
I'm trying to jinx it.
November.
I'm trying to jinx the thing. Don't worry.
Nah, I agree with you as well, Said. I do agree with you, but I think the question was who's going to be the closest challenger, and I think City's the only one who I reckon can come close. I don't believe in anybody else.
Yeah, I think.
Who do you think?
I think the title. Honestly, I think the title race is between Arsenal and City. I think they're the two teams that can be the most consistent out of all the other teams in the league. It's not the best teams; it's the most consistent teams that can win it. And nobody else will be more consistent than either those two teams. It's just who out of those two teams who will be more consistent.
Yeah, no. I picked City at the beginning of the season, and I think I said I'm not going to change them despite Arsenal having a better start to the season. So I'm still going to stick with City anyway because although I do feel like Arsenal are favourites at the moment. So yeah, I still think City will be the closest rival. I think Liverpool will bounce back. I just think it's going to be far too late and they drop far too many points. at this stage of the season, and you don't know when they're going to figure it out. So by the time they figure it out, it might just be too late. I think that's the issue with Liverpool. I honestly do think they'll figure it out because the team is far too good for them not to sort something out. That they're just too good, and it's just the honest truth. Like, they have good players, and they already had good players, and they had additional players that are top quality as well. So they will figure it out. In terms of Chelsea, I think Chelsea will give it a valiant effort. I just don't think. I think the defensive lapse will cost them eventually, and I think Chelsea might even be up there until like February, March, or wherever it is, possibly April. But then when it starts getting to the big games, where you got big game in Champions League midweek, then you got big game, like for example, you have like Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid in like a round game or whatever, it's a quarterfinal, whatever it is. Then you have Arsenal on a Sunday, Man City, Liverpool, Newcastle. You can't be interchanging. Your first 11 will be starting both games. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So is that mentally, can they get through that with like, can the defense that the defenders concentrated for the full 90 minutes for both like games midweek and weekends? I'm not too sure. You definitely do have the quality. And as I said, aside from the core of your defense, everyone else is quality for me. Like, I like your team a lot. So but I just don't. That's the only reason why I don't think you do it. But Man City definitely, and I think one thing Arsenal don't want, they just don't want Man City to get into rhythm. If you look at the last seasons that Liverpool and Man City went all the way, it's their rhythm. Once they get into rhythm, I think honestly those two teams thinks that they go into games knowing that they can't lose. They'll always figure out a way so that they can go like 15 games winning streak. And they've done that. Those two teams have done that so many times. You know what I mean? So that's and I think by the time Liverpool figures that out, it will be too late for them. So they've dropped far too many points. And Arsenal's got the experience. And one thing is that Arsenal's now got the experience, so there's no excuses. You've now got the experience. You've built up experience for the last 3-4 years now. So it will be interesting, man. I do want it to be close. I really didn't want you to just blow teams out. I just want it to be close. I want it to be competitive. So let's see what happens, man. Let's see. Look, we don't need to go into the Man City and Liverpool game. We've already touched on that. Before we get off, I was going to do a roundup of the league, but I think you guys might get. Every time I give you guys 30 seconds, you end up taking 2-3 minutes. So I don't want to go through each game with you guys, man. So I won't do a roundup. But what I do want to ask, the question I wanted to ask before we come off is who is your signing of the season so far? So I'll do round the table. Start with you, Akeem.
What, for our specific clubs or
not your personal team? I'm just talking about the league, not just Arsenal.
In the league. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So why you think? I'll go to Habib.
Yeah, I've got mine. I think it's, for me personally, it's probably a mix between Xhaka and Henderson, to be honest. And I think the main reason for it is because with those two teams, I think there wasn't very much, like, many expectations of them. But you see Brentford beating Newcastle and they're just giving loads of teams like problems. And you see obviously Sunderland fourth in the table. Who would have expected that? And then when I watch those two teams, especially because they faced us as well, it's been those two players who've like shown their experience, shown their know-how, and they really like galvanized something different within that team. So I think for me, let me just say Xhaka, because you said one, because Sunderland are fourth. So I'll go with Xhaka.
Yeah, for the price as well. Like,
how much was he? I actually don't know.
17 million.
Yeah, it's not bad still.
Like under 20 mil for Granit Xhaka.
Yeah. In this economy.
In this economy.
In this economy.
Bro. Like, he's one of the few players. He's one of the few. Sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry, Akeem. I'll come back to you, Akeem.
Yeah.
Thinking about this, I think that Xhaka's my top. I thought Xhaka will be the number one for all of us, impact on the team. But honorable mentions, I think Kayode for Brentford, Pino for Crystal Palace, and
Yeremy
Mbeumo
Pino.
for
Kaide's
United.
not this. Kaide wasn't signed this season, by the way. You know that?
Wasn't he? I didn't. I thought he got
No,
signed this
it's
season.
been there. It was there before. Yeah.
And Mbeumo made a big difference to us. I say Donnarumma obviously safe pair of hands. Like he's already bought Man City points this season already in it, so it's always good for a keeper to do that. And then Pino, Crystal Palace, he looks like he's taking the mantle in a different way from Eze for Crystal Palace. So yeah, definitely Jack is my top one.
Yeah, Yeremy Pino. I
Akeem?
think. Yeah, Yeremy Pino. That's a good shout. He's been playing well for Palace. Granit Xhaka, 17 million. One of the few players on the pitch I saw go pass for Paul Pogba. How many midfielders can say that they can do that? And that was in the Euros, not no regular club game, like international. So yeah, 17 million Granit. And yeah, Yeremy Pino.
How's no one?
All right, what's his name? What's that? The Thiago for Brentford.
Oh, he's been good.
Striker.
He's been good. Yeah, he's been good.
Yeah.
And that young what's his name? Kroopy.
Oh
Young guy.
yeah. Kroopy from
Kroopy from Bournemouth.
That is a great shout, Akeem. That is a
Bournemouth.
great shout. Kroopy was playing French division, second division in the France league. To come and to be doing that, how many goals he scored
in the Premier League?
Coming off the bench,
and he's what? He's 19 as well. But
yeah,
come on,
yeah.
Kroopy. That's my signing of the season so far.
But come on, guys. So no one here is going to let us say it. They're not going to mention João Pedro with these names. I couldn't say it because I'm a Chelsea fan.
Listen, I like João Pedro.
Come on, guys. Let's.
Listen. But I like João Pedro, but there's been other like he hasn't taken Chelsea to a level. He's just come in and done a job. He's a good player. He's a very good player. But he hasn't taken Chelsea. He's come and done he's come and done exactly what I thought he would do for Chelsea. Play good.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, just
fair.
play good.
Yeah,
I didn't think he was gonna come and score bare goals, assist bare goals. No, I just thought he was just going to come and play good, and that's exactly what he's done. So
he's scored a few goals, got a few assists.
Yeah, he scored a few goals for Brighton too.
Fair.
Yeah, look, I think we've gone through all the names that I would have said. For me, my number one will be Xhaka, definitely, because what he's done, and I've always rated him from Arsenal anyway. I know he's got a lot of slack in Arsenal, but he's a top player for me. And for that, he pretty much forced that move to Sunderland as well, because they didn't want him. I think Ten Hag didn't want him to go at that time when Ten Hag was manager, but he forced the move and he got there. So he's definitely my number one. Rightly so, Akeem, you mentioned Kroopy. And he's been so good as well. He's come from second division, and to be like scoring the goals that he's scoring, definitely. And he comes off the bench at times to impact games. So he's definitely a shout. João Pedro is a shout, but I'm with Akeem. He's not doing anything I didn't really expect him to do. But I'm guessing the way you feel like João Pedro is kind of how you feel about Mbeumo. Mbeumo is obviously doing what he was doing at Brentford, but when you get to a bigger club, there's a high expectation. Not that your club is as big as ours, obviously. No shame, but there's a high expectation when you're at United, with a lot of scrutiny that you're gonna get in United. There are a lot of eyes on United, so for him to perform, we've had bigger names that's come to United that couldn't perform. With under the big lights, and for him to be doing what he's doing, so Mbeumo's definitely a shout as well. And I think one big one that you did mention a bit is Henderson as well. So I've always liked Jordan. I know people might not like Jordan, but I've always liked Jordan. So and he's been performing well for Brentford, man. So I think all the names we mentioned definitely. has been. Apart from like signings, actually another one. I mean, new signings. Yeah, just to clarify, Saeed. Yeah, Kayode was on loan last season, but the permanent move was this season. So he's been playing since last season. Just to clarify that. Any other player that has impressed you? Any player that you feel like I'll start off with this one. That it doesn't have to be new signings. I'll tell you what. See Elliot Anderson, yeah. When he was at Newcastle, so sometimes the style of player teams, yeah, can like it can sometimes you can sometimes overlook a player, because I know when he was at Newcastle, he was coming up playing games, but a lot of Newcastle's midfielders are all, don't get me wrong, they have quality, but is based on like on their work rate a lot of the times, like how like pressing. Do you get what I mean? He doesn't really get that much opportunity to display his quality. I know Bruno Guimaraes, he gets to do that because he was playing the number 6 role, and then Tonali is now doing that. So a lot of it is more like work rate. Same thing when you went to Forest under Nuno. Like, you know, they like to play in a transition, sit back. So once again, you don't get to see his quality. It only actually caught my eye when he got called up to the England team. I was surprised about it. I was like, really? Like Elliot Anderson to the England team? What boy can this boy play?
He can actually ball.
I am not lying to you.
He can actually ball. He can actually
play. He can actually ball. So I was like, he took me, I can't lie to you. Elliot Anderson, round of applause, bro.
Nah, Tom, that's a good shot.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Because this boy, can he play? I just didn't understand. I didn't understand the levels until like started paying attention to him. But yeah, that's my shout anyway. I don't know if you guys got anyone else, but that's one that I was gonna say.
Yeah, he surprised me. I was thinking, I just thought he was just a runner. You know, he was just one of them was just run around the pitch. Yeah. That's what I thought he was. Like, but no, he's actually got some technical ability on him. Boy, he can. Yeah, he can. And do you know what I talk about him? Like it's like he'll beat a player like without moving the ball. Like he's standing still and he's sent you already. Like just to move you out of the way, and then he's gone. Yeah. Nah, he can play. Elliot and all right, so Tom, yeah, you put man on the spot again. This one's another player.
Let me go to a babe and come back to you.
Yeah, just a very slight aside. One thing I wanted to mention is that it's kind of interesting how a lot of the big name signings haven't really lived up to the hype, because we were listening who's the signing of the season, and none of us listed anyone from the big teams. Like even João Pedro, like even though I threw his name in, it's a bit of a stretch because, like you said, he was just doing what he was expected. But you actually can't say that for a lot of the other players, to be fair. But in terms of people who stood out, like I didn't want to put him as signing of the season because he's not transformed Chelsea. But Esteval was just one of those ones that's just like I want to watch, right? Because a lot of the times you see a lot of these wonder kids come in and you're kind of questioning it. But for how quickly he's kind of like adapted to the league and just being able to just show his quality, like I feel like no one's going to say that he's like Messi right now. But for everyone to be able to see, we can see why he's got the hype. I think that's good. And I think I like the way how our managers like integrating him into the team as well, because everyone's saying, just start and play and play and play. But I think that's too much pressure. Letting him just come off the bench against tired legs and show his quality, let him slowly get adapted. And then in a year or two when he's ready, hopefully he can just take the world by storm. But yeah, I think we've got a serious talent on our hands. Best of all.
Yeah.
I've got a shot now.
And one thing I've always said about Chelsea as well is, and I'm not sure if I always tell you this, but and when people always say about Chelsea spending money, but Chelsea are signing young talent, like great talent. Yeah, they're spending money, but the players that they're bringing in, even if they don't go and playing for Chelsea, they're gonna get their money back because they're gonna sell them because they're signing proper proper time.
Yeah.
And hence the reason why they're selling well during the transfer window. A lot of people complain about them selling because they are buying young talent that even if they're not going to utilize, others can still use them.
Exactly.
Saeed, you got someone?
I don't know if it's and to be fair, I don't even know why I don't think about him for signing the season, but Zubimendi for me, like just
You took him
watching,
out, yeah.
watching
I was gonna
Zubimendi,
say
like as
him.
in, to be fair, like as in people have seen him before, he's come to Arsenal, and whatnot, but just seeing that way he makes the game take over, and he's taking responsibility as well, trying to get he had a crossbar in it as well in that game, I think.
Yeah, he
did he
did.
not?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a good shot
like,
as well. That was.
He's trying to chip in the goals. His technique is amazing. So
It was
it's good
even
just
last
to
week, his
see
performance last week for me. It was our game last week. Sorry, Said. So it was our game last week for me as well. Like just highlighted even more how much of a quality central midfielder. That's why I was saying when we play Chelsea, it's a midfield that midfield battle is everybody involved. Zubimendi, Rice, Caicedo, Enzo. It's everybody. It's a free for all. It's not just Rice and Caicedo. It's actually gonna be a midfield. Zubi, and people don't sleep on this guy. He, for me, will be talked about the same way we talk about Rodri, we talk about Busquets, we talk about Pirlo. I think Zubi will be that Pirlo. He will be mentioned in the same breath as Pirlo. I think he's that good. I honestly think he's that good. No
pressure.
I know you like.
I'll be honest with you.
Biased,
No pressure.
Arsenal guy. You're back. No, watch him.
No. I was gonna say is, I'll be honest with you. I'm almost surprised you guys are bringing out his name because he's been good, yeah. But I haven't watched him and thought, oh wow, like what?
Watch him.
And just to clarify, and I'm not saying that he doesn't have that in him, and I know he has the quality, but I ain't seen him. Like maybe I'm not watching enough. I need to watch and pay a bit more detail. When I watch Arsenal, I see him doing a lot of defensive work. I see him doing aggressive. I don't see him on the front foot a lot. I don't see him controlling the midfield. Like I don't please. I am not saying he's not a good player.
Missing it. Yeah, you're missing it, Tom.
I am not saying he's not a good player. So I am not saying he's not a good player, but what he's doing doesn't wow me. Like I expect him to be doing what he's doing. One thing that has wows me about him is his aggressiveness of like his defensive work. I didn't think he was going to be this aggressive. But in terms of like him being on the ball, I haven't like.
You haven't seen.
I might come back in like 2-3 weeks and I say, oh, you know what, fair dues. Like, and I'm not saying that he doesn't have it in him, but
that happens.
I haven't seen enough of it. I don't know whether it's because the man, as I said earlier, you guys want to see games through. You don't like if you have a player of that quality, why not give him the balls? Let him pass around the pitch. Why would you want him to sit back? Why would you if you have a player of that quality? So I'm not seeing it, bro. So and that's just the honest truth, bro. You know what I'm saying? When I see you guys, you play like yesterday, he was balling yesterday. Yeah. I don't see enough, but that's because you had to ball. When you are winning, I'm seeing you guys defending. That's what I'm seeing. So it's like it's not so. I don't know, man. I'm not saying he's not good enough, but he's not.
We'll see because
I'm saying utilize his quality.
Like you see, like what you said earlier, like maybe in 2-3 weeks or a month, or you'll come back and be like that. That happens. That happens to that's happened to me plenty of times with players. Like earlier, I just said. Yeah. I saw Elliot Anderson as one of the players that just runs around the park. True, now my opinion has changed. Like so, I think in a few weeks your opinion will change on him. We'll just wait and see.
Yeah, I think the biggest compliment
but I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he's not good enough. I've seen him play and I've seen how he can play. I'm just saying I haven't seen him display those kind of performance in an Arsenal shirt. So I've seen him do it before, and I've seen him one or two, like maybe like in moments in games, like the Sunderland game yesterday, in moments.
And against City, there were moments in that City game where he was doing it. when we play City at home. There were moments
No,
where
I
believe
I didn't watch the City. I can't. I was
Okay.
watching the City game on the phone, so I wasn't really. So I
Okay.
didn't really.
Yeah.
But I seen
Nah,
like the
they'll-
Sunderland game. But a lot of times when I watch you guys, he's always like Arsenal's always is sitting back, being aggressive, winning the ball back, doing the dirty work, bro. He's a better footballer than that.
way better than that.
That's my point. And this is not what I didn't think he bought him for that, because even when Thomas was there, Thomas was balling, bro. Thomas was doing all the dirty work, and it's glaring to see what Thomas was doing. So I'm not saying, I said, this is not, people might get on my back now. I'm just saying I haven't seen enough of it, and I just want to see more of it. I'm not saying he's not a good player. Yes, he's a good player. Yes, yeah, it might end up being a Pirlo, but I just don't think you should be mentioning those names when.
He's already won the international trophy, so he's won the Euros.
Yeah, but he went as an understudy.
He came on post that final.
Bro, he only came on in the final when
Rodri, I know, but how Rodri got injured after like 20-30 minutes.
Yeah, but in the final, what I'm saying, Rodri is the one that got them there. Rodri, don't forget, that's why Rodri won Ballon d'Or because of those performances. Don't forget. And so I'm not saying he's not. I'm saying, but then I saw him. I'm saying I saw him playing against Portugal in that thingy. What's that cup?
Oh, the conference final. The Conference League final thing.
Yeah, conference. And he balled in that game, and he played well. Do you know what I'm saying? And as I'm saying, those are the games I'm talking about his quality, and I've seen it in those games. But I'm saying I'm seeing him doing a lot more of the dog work than the actual his footballing. His footballing skills. That's what I'm seeing, bro. It's not Declan Rice. It's better than that, bro. I'm not disrespect to Declan Rice, please. Declan Rice as well.
But you're trying to start a whole war right now.
No, I'm not disrespecting Declan Rice. Declan Rice is dope midfielder as well. But especially if you got Declan Rice there as well, bro, you don't need to be doing all of that, man. Like play football.
We'll touch on this another time.
We'll touch on it.
I got more to say on that midfield duo.
Okay, look, you know what? There's no better times to go on, and when we do the preview for the Chelsea Arsenal game, then we can do it. I just want Chelsea just better win that Burnley game, because it will make a better spectacle if Chelsea wins that Burnley game.
It's a 12:30 kickoff, to be honest, and the teams you struggle against
for excuses already
are the ones that sit. You guys.
No, but to be fair to him, I agree. Though I agree, it is going to be hard. They've got a lot of South American players. 12:30 kickoffs. I do agree with him. I can't lie to you. Those, they just have to see it through it somehow, innit? I think that's, to be honest, that's what you got to do. You got
just
to
make sure you beat Tottenham. Just make sure you beat Tottenham. Don't worry about it. Make sure you beat Tottenham. Make sure you beat your noisy neighbours right there. If I let Chelsea,
let me keep quiet.
Just make sure.
Oh, cool. All right, cool. Is there anything else before we jump off, guys? Anything else? No, I think that should be it. That should be it. Thanks, guys. We gone for like an hour and a half. But thanks, people. Thanks for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click the like button. Turn on your notification to know whenever we upload. And comment, man. Let us know what your thoughts are. Who's your signing of the season so far? Who do you think is going to challenge Arsenal at the moment, leading the title race 4 points ahead of City? And what do you think of Zubimendi? Let us know. All right. Let's meet you guys later. Take care. Peace.
Peace, guys.
Take care, bro.